What's up, Meisterville? Welcome
All
to
right, what's
episode
up?
8. Welcome to episode 8 of the Creative Podcast. So I'm a little bit excited because the guest that I have here, we just discovered something that's really, really cool between us. And I've recently become a huge fan. I started watching all the podcasts and everything. We are here with Brandon Mitchell from Three Little Birds, right? Am I saying your name right, sir?
Oh yeah, you got it right, Meister.
Okay.
Thank you for having Three Little Blurs on your podcast.
No,
We
I had
appreciate
to.
y'all.
I had to. I had
Across
to. I
across
had
the
to.
pond, we're
Yeah.
here and in the U.S. and you guys are there in the motherland, and it's always important for us. Yeah, it's always important for us to work together. Any opportunity we get, so I'm super excited to be here today.
Yeah, man. I believe in like I'm a Pan Africanist. If that scares anybody.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah. Yeah, so I believe in, global blackness across the world and global blurredness across the world. Definitely.
That's facts,
Definitely.
man. And I mean, even just elaborating that on a little bit, we have to deal with fights in our own community of people not accepting each other because, you're African and I'm African American. But I mean, we shouldn't be looking at that, man. We've been
I
set
don't
up.
I don't look at that personally. I
Yeah.
don't like to me, I think just simply because of the stuff, like a lot of like what a lot of people don't realize is that America is a great example of stuff that happens across the world. Like
Yeah.
we've also gotten police brutality stuff here, and we've also gotten like messed up relations here. And the frustrating thing here is that even though we're the majority, we still have the same kind of squabbles and fights. So we
Mm.
still got like some kind of gang culture or some kind of like stuff that it's kind of petty in the big scheme of things, in my
Mm.
opinion. So yeah, I'm always for, it doesn't matter where you are to me. First of all, I say black is black is black. Like I'm gonna support
Black
you.
on black on black on
Yeah,
black on black
yeah.
on black on
I'm
black.
gonna I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna do the best I can, and my podcast is for anybody across the world, most definitely. But I made this specifically to help Black indie creators. That was the idea, but behind the creative podcast. Yeah, man. But speaking of podcasts, I need to know, how did you come across your two co-hosts? Sea Dog and Mr. Outlaw over there. How did that
Yeah.
start?
So crazy thing. I was this like 2016. So like 2016, I believe, or 17. Sea Dog's then girlfriend, now wife, was telling me her boyfriend was starting a gaming channel, and she seen me kind of post stuff, and she was like, "Hey, you should check out." His content, and he was actually doing a giveaway for Gears of War, and I entered it, and I was the only person to enter in it, so I won a copy of Gears of War
That's
free.
pretty cool.
And like me and him just like became thick as thieves after that, man. And he really was my entry point into this whole universe of blurreddom, because like I'd only kind of stepped my toe in it, and to be honest with you, and be vulnerable on the podcast, like I was a little scared to let everybody know, all the things that I liked and I enjoyed around me, out of fear of being, picked on or scrutinized. And what I found out by vibing with C is there's a whole community of us, and that we really don't care what anybody else has to think because we have each other, man. And I met Outlaw through him, and I had started a kind of a group of like-minded anime gaming, people on an app called GroupMe, and that kind of exploded to the point where me and C and Outlaw kind of carved out this relationship where we were always gaming, kind of kicking it together, and we felt like we wanted to start something together. So pandemic came in March and May. We had a lot of time, and so we decided to come up with something, and that's how Three Little Blurds came to be back in May 2020 is when she was born. And we've been riding together ever since, man. And we've been learning along the way, taking our umps and bumps. But guess what, man? It's been a blessing. It's really allowed me to kind of open up to a lot of the things that I wanted to do, and as well as seeing, as well as Outlaw. So I'm super excited about what we have planned to coming up, and I'm more excited about what's to come. So definitely.
That sounds great. That sounds great. That's an awesome story. Yeah, I mean, for me, I've been on YouTube for about 3 years now, so I was doing all sorts of content, and I can definitely relate to that thing of being made fun of. Because I mean, for a long time,
Yeah.
like I only got cool now when Black Panther came out. Actually, if I'm being honest, that's like the only time when like friends of mine were like, "Oh, so this stuff is cool," and I was just like,
I've been doing this cool stuff for years.
it's like, oh, so now you like Batman? Yeah, yeah. Like I got bullied at school for liking Batman and Dragon Ball Z, which was weird because I was just like, all I do is watch people fight. Like, how is that? How are you making fun of this? Like, all we see is people blow up planet. This is the coolest. I didn't get it. But yeah, I definitely, because I'll admit it, I'm a weird dude, so I couldn't really hide behind a facade so much. Like the more I tried, the worse it got, the more obvious it was that I wasn't that way. So I mean,
Yeah.
I came through and made a decision to say, you know what, this is who I am, this is what I like. You got jokes, I've heard all of them.
Yeah, it was kind of easier for me to hide behind the facade when I was an athlete, so I could
Oh
always
yeah.
defer to that, and people could look at that and me. I mean, also too, where I'm from, I didn't have the best upcoming. I am from
Where
an
are you
area
from,
full of.
sir?
I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina,
Oh,
aka
okay.
Bill. So and with that, giving people ammo to pick on you is never something you ever want to do. So openly admitting to, and enjoying and sharing some of these things that, kids are getting picked on from is definitely not an option for me, especially since, I was the one doing a lot of joking too. I can't give anybody ammo on me. So, I had to, keep that facade. But I mean, honestly, hiding parts of me only hindered me and kept me from being able to do a lot of the things that I wanted to do. But guess what? Great thing about life is it's never too late to start something. As long as you are actively working to become better every day, you can, continue to keep doing what you want to do.
Yeah, man, and a lot of athletes nowadays are getting into this stuff, man. Like I
Yeah, they are.
saw, I saw one of the it was one of the most disrespectful MMA knockouts I think I've ever seen in my
Israel
life.
Sonya pulled out the death note.
No, not even that one, man. I'm
You know
talking
what I'm
about Michael
saying?
Venom Page. Like
Oh
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, like when he knocked that dude out and he pulled out a Pokeball
Hmm.
and he throwed it to like catch the dude. I was
Bruh.
like, yo, man, just knock me out. Don't throw Pokeballs or Death Notes, man. That is
Notes or a hump or getting humping somebody after you finish them, bro. Listen, man. And blurs are out here acting up because it's just like, look, y'all kept us locked in a box for years. We free now, and we getting ready to do whatever we want.
we became the bullies.
Yeah, we the bullies now.
We just
But
humping
nah, man,
everybody
I
that
think
was messing with us in school. We knocking them out. We in the gym.
we in the gym. They not with us shooting in the gym. But man, I think it's phenomenal, to just see representation on a main screen. Whether it's with Black Panther and the whole Wakanda thing, whether it's with Israel Sanye, whether it's Michael Venom Page, whether
P.
it's with
Chadwick, man.
yeah, whether it's guys like Cole Anthony doing partnerships with Crunchyroll, the fact that we have representation in the areas that we longed for, I think is just phenomenal, man. And we need to continue to keep pushing the envelope on Black creators in these small white spaces, because we are a part of the culture, but a lot of times we are cornered into just actively liking the culture instead of pushing the advancement of the culture for us. And I think right now, with music, with martial arts, with movies, we're really starting to open up avenues for Black creators like yourself, like Three Little Birds, to kind of, show what we enjoy and give people the joy of our content too. So
Yeah, man. No, I definitely share those sentiments and all of that stuff. And I will even say that we kind of pushed the culture forward in a sense. Cause I mean, hip hop and nerddom, when that got intertwined, that's when nerddom really came into the mainstream. Like,
yeah.
like Wu-Tang Clan did a lot for Blerd. And
MF Doom.
oh
I know you're
yeah,
talking about him. We
I
got
think MF Doom is my favorite MC of all time. Like that was the first time I felt like I was listening to a comic book. Like that's what his music felt like to me. I was like listening.
it's so crazy listening to
Yeah,
him sometimes because you like, yo, where are you coming with these references? What are you? He just like drops all types of bombs, and like if you have any type of comic anime lore, you're just like, what?
dude. One of my favorite tracks from him, and I couldn't believe this, is when he took the Scooby Doo sample, like "Hey." Dun dun
Dun,
dun.
dun, dun. Yeah,
Dun 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 dun.
only somebody
Holds
is
mics like
creative
he
as
knows
MF Doom.
karate body blows. I was like, what?
Only somebody as creative as MF Doom is going to turn around and take a Scooby Doo sample and absolutely turn it into one of the craziest things you've ever heard, man.
It
I
was one
mean,
of the hardest beats and like one of the hardest tracks I've ever heard. Like when like the way I discovered MF Doom was because I was following Most Def, who's also another like secret like a nerd like type character dude, and he was just nerding out about MF Doom. And then the first track I heard was all caps, and I was like, wait, I know this from somewhere. And I was like, Boondocks! Oh my god! Because like, you know, maybe I'll get my nerd card revoked for this, especially my hip hop nerd card. But when I heard Boondocks, I thought that was the game in the background for some reason. And I was
I'm not
like,
gonna be the one. I'm not gonna be the one to take it from you. I'm not gonna be the one to take it from you.
no, probably somebody's waiting over there, like, finish him. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun.
But yeah, yeah. And then when I heard the track, I was like, oh, okay, oh my god. And then I got obsessed. And then I heard Mad Villainy, and Mad Villainy is my favorite album of all time. Like, if you had to strand me on an island and you said there's only one album you can listen to for the rest of your life, Mad Villainy, like
Hey,
hands
bro,
down.
that's
Yeah.
major. That's major. I would like to say one of my favorite kind of blurred rappers right now is a kind of a newer one. Is Crazy Eight the Great, and we
Oh
had
no, I know. I've seen
yeah,
him.
yeah,
I've seen him.
yeah. We had him on Three Little Blurs talk show, and we help him in spreading the word of all his great content he has right now. He is putting out music. He's doing collabs for the cosplay Angel Challenge right now. He's working with multiple kind of anime blurred rappers right now, just really kind of putting on for our community. So that's probably one of my top ones. And my favorite song from his current LP, which is animated, is probably the first track on there, and it's Motivation Through Pain. And he has the sample from Pain's music from Naruto Shippuden, and
Yeah.
it's so dope. So yeah, you can definitely listen to animated on any of the music streaming sites. I know I use Spotify, but Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, pretty much anything you can grab that on. So if you
I'm
guys
gonna
haven't
see if
done
I
that,
can
if you
get
haven't
that.
done
I'm
that,
gonna
I
see if I
definitely
can get that because
yeah,
I became a huge fan of
yeah,
him as well. I've been trying to hit him up to get him on the podcast as well because yeah, he's like because I also dropped the LP of my own. I call it the Heroic Episode EP basically. And it's like taking sounds from Mad Villainy and remixing them and flipping them and making like a whole narrative, but flipping the whole concept of the villain to be the superhero. So definitely
nice.
when I heard some of his tracks, I was like, oh man, that sounds so dope. I would have loved to work with that guy. And I'm really loving how strong the community is on Instagram. Like all of you guys are on each other's pages and everything. And it's just a beautiful thing to see. That's why I tried to jump in on it where I could. And everybody was very welcoming. I mean, even from Clutch Boy Wonder, who was just like, yo, dude, how you doing, man? And I got him tomorrow as well. So very excited
Hey,
for
look,
that.
man. Shout out to Clutch Boy. Shout out to Crazy Eight. Let's see. Shout out to Colbert Nine. Shout out to Blue Satire, Blue Okami, Major Linux, High Hill Gamer. Our community, Unicorny, Pony G. Man, we have just a phenomenal community of people, of streamers and of content creators. And I can't say enough about what everybody's trying to do right now to just kind of shed light on what we're doing as a unit. So I look forward to watching our family grow. I'm so glad that you were able to collab and work with some of them, man. And we definitely welcome you into our family with open arms. So I'm just grateful that we're all getting a chance to push the culture forward.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I've felt that. I can really say I felt that because I mean, I always feel nervous about hitting people up to get on the podcast, and everybody I've hit up from, like, no matter how many followers they had, they've all just been like, "Yo, man, yeah, I'm down to do it." And I was like, "Really? Shit," because I always operate
Okay.
from this thing of who am I really? Like, I don't want to act like I'm this big, like I'm just a content creator trying to make some content, and it's really cool to collaborate with you guys on stuff like that. So I got a couple of questions here, some other questions. What is the
Yes, sir.
game at Three Little Birds HQ that where you guys get really competitive? Is it like Smash? Is it MK? What's the game where y'all just like
Yeah, so our game of choice, and this is just from the Three Little Blurs aspect, where we're like slap down, dragging out, like everybody's going at each other's necks. It's definitely Mortal Kombat 11 right now.
mm,
And so, here at Three Little Birds, we put on an event each Friday, which is going on this Friday, tonight, starting at 10 p.m. EST, Friday Night Fights. And we collab now with Friday Night Fight Club, my homeboy, the Gaming Ace, and Queez the Gamer, and Ugster, and some other great guys have kind of jumped in with us and helping kind of elevate that platform. But yeah, man, we go at it at MK11 and pretty much any fighting game that's on Game Pass right now, or any fighting game that's relevant. So I would also like to mention Soul Calibur 6 and then DBZ Fighters. So those are probably
ooh.
the top three games in which, we are going at each other's necks. And that's all of, and I mean, we got a squad of about, anywhere from 8 to 12 guys who can go at either one of those fighting games. And that's what's just so dope is we're building our community based on, being competitive and partnering with each other. So I love that aspect of what we're doing.
Yeah, that's really cool. But hey, those games are disrespectful as hell. Yo, when you lose, yo,
It's a
Mortal
one of them
Kombat is
things, man.
different, man.
I think I think the great thing, for me is, I was a track and field athlete in college and in high school. And so I've always looked for something to just kind of curb my competitive urges. And man, that
Mm.
fight, there's nothing more competitive than fighting games, learning how to input
You
your
ever you ever have that session where you and your
strategy,
homeboy stand up?
being able to kind of impose your will on somebody, or yeah, yeah, all the time, man, all the time. It happens, whether
Like,
you imposing your will or they're imposing theirs.
oh
It's
man,
going to be a
like
give and take.
y'all get up and closer to the TV, like it's gonna make the it's gonna make the combo easier. Uh
And it doesn't,
no.
but you try anyway.
Like in South Africa, a big video game that's competitive is FIFA. Like FIFA is
I
very
can imagine.
it's very competitive, and like dudes are, oh, the level of disrespect that you have to eat when you lose. Like people will get up in your face and look at you like, wow. It's like,
Side
what
note,
happened?
hey, if you play FIFA, also feature in Three Little Blurs, and I like, thank you for calling it a HQ, because we are a hub. We support all blurredom and whatsoever, and our first um, kind of is a red and a blue podcast over there on their Instagram channel, and so they actually talk and produce FIFA content, and they talk about minorities and in the soccer world. So if you do play FIFA and you want that smoke, go ahead, make sure you follow my boy Mr. Good Vibes. He is welcoming all challengers, whether that's from South Africa, North Africa, America, Europe, or anywhere else. If anybody wants to pull up on him, he is ready for
Everybody
the
getting them
smoke.
feet.
Yeah,
Everybody getting them
man.
feet.
His
Everybody
feed
getting
is
them feet.
registered. His feed is registered E, man, for everybody. Everybody can get it.
That is so dope. That is so dope. Yeah, man. Yeah, like I'm personally more of a Street Fighter guy, except they dropped the ball with the last Street Fighter. I didn't like Street Fighter 5 at all.
I haven't
And
played it since 4, man.
yeah, and I also wanted to talk about that. Since you're like a big heavy gamer, like, do you feel like the DLC is ridiculous? Because I feel like DLC is ridiculous. Like for characters, especially like what they did with Sagat and Akuma. I was like, these guys are Street Fighter. How you make them downloadable? That's ridiculous to
Yeah,
me.
I mean, at the end of the day, the game companies are gonna want to make games, and us as the consumer, if we want to be a part of that, that's part of it. I don't agree with it. I don't like it, especially with key facets of a game, like certain characters or certain maps or different things. But that's the belly of the beast. The only way that you get out of that is you become an actual video game maker yourself, and y'all are putting out games, full games, for people. But I mean, the name of the game is always to make the best amount of dollars you can. So that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing when they do that.
Yeah, but I mean, like that thing with Star Wars Battlefield. I don't know if you saw that when that came out. It was literally half the game. Like you paid like $60 for
Yeah. Now, one thing I don't 100% like, and I want to make sure that every game company, if you're hearing this in any capacity, like
first. Yeah, hey,
if you're gonna charge me anywhere between $55 and $75 for a game, give me a fucking whole game. Don't give
exactly,
me 50% of a game. Don't give me
bruh,
30% of the game. Give me
bruh.
the whole game. Let me finish the game. Let me love it. Then, if you want to keep me in, give me some DLC at a reasonable price. Guess what? I won't argue with you. I'll pay for it and I'll continue to keep playing the game.
That's all I'm asking for. Like that's all I'm asking for. Like, when you remember PlayStation 2 and all of that stuff, man, PlayStation 2, the golden era of gaming in my opinion, because everything was like complete, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I feel like nowadays like y'all just trying to squeeze me for money, and like it gets to a point where I'm not going to want to game anymore at that point.
Yeah.
Like a game that came out recently that I really loved and enjoyed and that felt full, and that if they do DLC, I might cop it, was Ghost of Tsushima. Like that felt like a
You
full game.
You should, in effect, get on Ghost of Tsushima right now. And 3LITTLEBLERDS, we're looking for people to help with the 4-man survival. So, I mean, if you want to get on and get an opportunity to get some content, homie C is looking for people to play with. And I watched him play that game pretty much at length. Man, that game is phenomenal. I think PlayStation did a great job with it. I think they did even a better job being patient and really working on the multiplayer aspect and putting out, two different versions where you can really get people in and kind of have a good time. And then on top of that, right, they put out a full game. And then when they put out the DLC or the update content, you got pretty much a whole new game with it. So once again, there's an example of when you put out a whole game and when people enjoy the game, they don't necessarily mind continuing to play it if you're putting out good content. And there it is, right there.
Yeah, and it did gangbusters. If I
Yeah, agree.
remember, it did gangbusters from that trailer to when it dropped and everything. And
Hmm.
Jin Sakai is one of my new favorite like PlayStation 4 protagonists and everything. Like I really enjoyed playing as him, and that story was hella fire. It was almost like an anime, almost like you know.
I mean, for me watching it, like, so I don't have a PlayStation, I have an Xbox, but I watched people stream that game, multiple people. I honestly felt like I was watching an anime or a story or like a cinematic movie too, because it felt like the story flowed, everything was good. I love the graphics. I love like the following the little wind blow, like the just small little nuances they put into the game. It was really good.
So you saying that you got an Xbox? Is that by choice, or are you getting a PlayStation, or are you team Xbox all the way? Not that we
I'm
judge
de-
here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, definitely. I've been Team Xbox for a while now, but I mean, I've had a PlayStation before. I grew up with Nintendo, Sega, and Game Boy Advances, so it's not like I'm solidified as one or the other. Xbox is what I have. I'm what you call a social gamer, so I enjoy the aspect of socializing and having people. So Xbox party aspect and Xbox ability to offer the Game Pass, giving me the opportunity to play multiple games with multiple people, just really makes me an Xbox person. Am I considering getting a PlayStation 5 or a PlayStation 4 to get Ghost and Miles Morales? Absolutely, because I want to be able to play those games and get in on that goodness. But yeah, right now I'm a Xbox guy.
Yeah, no, console wars never made sense to me. That was the most
And
ridiculous.
they're over. And they're over.
Are they? I don't know.
They're
Like
over, man.
that was worse than the Bloods and the Crips. Like
There is no console war. There is Nintendo Switch, and then there's everybody else. So we're not even gonna dabble in that today. That's a conversation that can happen for hours on end. But to be perfectly honest with y'all, Switch is murdering everybody. They have
no,
way too much software.
it's actually doing really really well. Like I
Yeah.
really want to switch myself because I want to get into Smash Bros. Even though
Mm.
that is like it's the most kiddie game, but I've never seen bros get so hype
Hey,
about a
listen,
game.
ain't nothing kiddie about Smash, bro.
No.
Ain't nothing kiddie about Smash. You get destroyed or you're good. Like there's nothing kiddie. Like those characters may look cute, but I'm telling you, that damage they dealing out ain't.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yo, like I've seen like whole cons. Like I don't know if you heard of RDC World and DreamCon. They have a
Yeah,
whole thing dedicated to Smash, and I was like, "Yo, Smash is real, bro. Smash
yeah,
is
it is.
not a game. It's a
That's facts,
lifestyle."
bro. That is big facts, bro. Big facts. Huge fan and shout out to RDC, man, doing their thing, man. Just a bunch of black content creators out here sharing their love for anime, video games, manga, and sports, bro.
Hey,
I
one of my dreams is to work with those guys. Like I'm just crossing fingers one day just to get to be in one of their videos, man. Because I've been a fan of them since way back when. I think I was a fan of Mark in 2016 or something. So to see that
yeah.
thing expand the way it did, it was just like, what?
Yeah,
But
I'm so excited to see what they're doing. Maybe, depending on what the future holds for either one of us, that might be something we can be able to do. But one of the things I've been trying to practice a lot is, staying in our lane. Like, they're, driving forward with, the ideas and things that we have, reaching out to people, letting them know that we're available. But, for me, I don't want to constantly keep asking and coming to people to do things. I want it to be like a mutual thing. So, although I would love to work with those guys, I understand that they're a couple levels ahead and it may not benefit them to reach back. So I'm cool either way.
no, yeah, I believe in that as well. Like if I
Mm.
ever hit one of you guys up and you were like, "Nah, I can't do it today," or I tried to hit up Mister Skip 88 because I really wanted to get him on the podcast and everything, and we were going back and forth, and some things came up on his side, and I was just like, "Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like the fact that you even responded to me is a huge deal."
Hey
Like
man,
for me, I'm humble for anybody that pays any attention to me. Like when you came back to me and you were like, "Yeah, I'll get on this," I was like, okay. All right. I was like, wow.
also, yeah, shout out to Skip 88, Mr. Blerd over. We had him on the talk show as well.
I was just peeping that episode, man.
Yeah, phenomenal guy. Thing about Blurred Over, aka Micah, man, is he is everywhere and is in everything. So if you can ever get him to be still for 5 minutes, like we literally caught him waking up, and then we got into a talk show, and we got into some good stuff, and he was like, "All right, y'all, I gotta go, I gotta get into this thing, man." So once again, there's a huge predominant culture that we're growing, and he is definitely one of the major keys for that. So shout out to Blerd over and all the great things that he's doing over there on his content as well.
All right, so Mr. Sorry, I'm just something's going on with my stuff here. There we go. Anyway, Mr.
Yeah,
Mitchell. So I have another question for you personally.
yeah,
What was the
yeah.
game for you? The game for you where you were like, okay, I love like, or not even the game or the cartoon. What was it that was like, okay, this blurred culture, this blurred life, it's for me. Like I have to get into this now.
So the first like real legitimate video game that like I played with the utmost recklessness and you couldn't get me to stop was a game that most people don't even know, and it was on Super Nintendo and it's called Saturday Night Slam Masters. And so I'm actually a huge wrestling fan, like a huge like wrestling fan. Like I rock with wrestling, for multiple years across multiple federations and everything. And so like the WWF and like WCW games at that time were okay, but like Saturday Night Slam Masters to me just it offered a variety of characters and like different moves, and then you could use weapons and stuff. And I think it was just corny enough for me to enjoy playing it. And I played so much on my cousin's Super Nintendo because at that time I didn't have my own game system, and I wouldn't get my own first game system until I was like a senior in college, and I got my PlayStation 1 from my godfather. Um, but like that was the game that did it for me. And then like as far as the cartoon or the anime that did it for me, it was Ronin Warriors.
Mm.
So growing up watching Ronin Warriors kind of pushed me into the anime field, kind of made me find stuff like Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball, Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, so like all that old classic stuff, man. And I fell in love. As far as like my own blurredom, I probably kept it to myself for a long time, even after finding those things when I was younger. But what finally pushed me over into the mainstream, I'd probably say was Naruto Shippuden, Bleach, and One Piece. When I got to college, being able to watch those three and become current really kind of was the finish him on, all right, I'm in this life, I'm going to live this life publicly, and whatever happens happens.
Yeah, it's always interesting how we kind of had a closet that we had to like jump out of. It's like I'm coming out as an anime lover. It's weird.
I like video games.
And then your dad is like, "No, he was supposed to be a basketball
No,
player." No.
but and to be 100% honest, that was my father. Like my father, I wanted to do martial arts, I wanted to do wrestling, I wanted to do things that I was seeing, and he was like, "Nah, you're gonna play basketball." And I was like, "Okay."
No, well, I kind of had a similar experience myself, but like my dad knew that at some stage he was like, "Yeah, it's over. There's no sports, there's no math, there's no, it's just over." Like I think one day he just looked at me, he's like, "Just do what you want."
It happens, man. It happens.
Yeah. So, I want another thing I wanted to talk. I know we've been talking a lot about games, and we're going to be switching gears really soon. But another thing I want to talk about is the streaming stuff, because like
Yeah.
I'm still an outsider when it comes to Twitch. So I haven't like really gotten on Twitch like that. I haven't like I felt like I'd rather build my YouTube stuff up before I jump over to Twitch. So what like you mentioned Sea Dog, doing that, holding that competition and everything. Was that your port into Twitch? And like what does Twitch do for you?
So as a content creator, specifically being a gamer or any type of live stream, you want to have a streaming service so that you can get your content out in front of somebody. So Twitch. I was previously with Mixer before and had built up a pretty good following before they switched into Facebook gaming. I'm not really huge on Facebook, so I did not follow that group of people over there, and I switched over to Twitch. Twitch community has been a whole lot more friendlier, and a whole lot more user friendly actually, and it really just gives me an opportunity to kind of express myself through my shared interests in video games and my ability to be able to reach and kind of work with people as I'm streaming. And so by gaining different followers and different people, they connect with you and the content that you're producing, and then they want to see more of that. And so I've been enjoying that aspect of streaming. I also like the family aspect of being able to support other streamers and raid them and help them to reach goals. Last week, being in raids with Blue, Satire, and Colbert Nine, and even ours from the talk show, and being able to raid people and bring them followers and see how they are overjoyed in us, believing in them and trusting them to send our followers that way. So I love that aspect of what Twitch has to offer. Streaming also does take its toll. If you're streaming a lot, you do need to make sure you take regular physical and mental breaks to make sure you're ready in between streams. I've definitely learned that from some of my streamer friends, and I'm more of a novice out of our group. I'm one of the co-founders, but C and Outlaw, we were streaming long before I was, and have better setups. But excuse me,
Hey, no
because
worries.
yeah, because I kind of head up a lot of the stuff that we do. A lot of things just kind of come from me, and so I'm still learning as we go along and trying to become better each day. That's kind of our motto right now. 3 Little Birds is we want to be positive and be better every day. So I'm just trying to become a better streamer. I'm actually one stream away from becoming an affiliate, which will happen tonight. So there's that, breaking live on the Creator Podcast. I will officially embark on my affiliate journey because tonight is the last of the 7 streams that I need. So we're super excited about that. We'll officially have 3 team members that are affiliate, and we
Go
hope
ahead,
that,
King. Go
yeah,
ahead.
we appreciate you, We hope that through our hard work and endeavors of trying to build that community on Twitch, that we can be able to expand what we're doing at 3 Little Birds. And boy, do we have a lot of expansion on the horizon, slowly, but we're coming.
That is so dope to hear. That is so dope to hear. Love to see people win. Love to see people win, man. All right, so let's switch some gears and let's talk some anime and manga. A little bit of a little bit of a heated topic.
Yeah, come
So
on over.
yeah, so you posed a really interesting question on Instagram. I don't know if that was you. I think it was you.
That was C. That was
Oh,
C.
that was C. That was C. I don't know
Mhm.
if you got to see it, but
I
yeah,
did.
yeah. So that was a little bit of an interest. Like me and Clutch Boy, we had a bit of a back and forth on
Mhm.
what are the parameters of an anime and all of that stuff. And I definitely think that we're gonna be getting quote unquote westernized or Africanized or like different flavors of an anime, right? So, with that whole conversation, right, we were just talking about is Boondocks an anime, is Avatar an anime, and I came from the point of view that it feel it like the Japanese sensibilities are kind of what make anime as we know what it is today. Like
Mhm.
the way they write their shows, because it doesn't matter how varying the shows are. You can go from Death Note to Naruto. There's elements that carry over from Death Note that you can see in Naruto that kind of connect them as being anime, even though they're like one's a
Right.
shonen and one's a what did they call him, a seinen or something like that,
Mm.
basically. So I just wanted to get your perspective on that. Like, what do you think about that whole thing of classifying certain types of shows that are not from Japan as animes?
For me, and I look at things a little bit different from everybody. Obviously, Japan and the Eastern Front were at the forefront of anime, whether it be Korean, Japanese, any of the areas. And Western culture, American got it a little bit later. And I feel that America has depicted animation in any form as cartoons or animation, whereas a little bit more sophisticated anime and animation fans, view things differently. Now, obviously, anything of a series for me is an anime that's animated. And so for me, Avatar and Boondocks was an anime for me. It was animated. It had a plot. It had multiple seasons. There was storylines. There was development. There were protagonists. Those are all the parameters for what we would look for in a normal anime if we were searching Crunchyroll or Funimation. So then, why is it different? Because the show was made in a different country. So as far as I'm concerned, they're all animated. Now there is a difference between anime and cartoons. Like Nickelodeon puts out cartoons. Those are cartoons. Those are predicated towards a kid demographic. Whereas it Boondocks and Avatar have a more expansive reach and should be treated with what I believe is the due respect that they deserve. They reach people across multiple age groups, whether older, young, that it was probably subbed for Japan or Mexico or whoever else was watching it. And that would be the same thing if we were watching a new episode of anime. And what people like to forget is like we anime fans had humble beginnings from YouTube, watching 7 YouTube videos to get one 30-minute episode of a of an anime series. So they're for me they're all the same, except for when it comes to the smaller demographic cartoons versus anime.
That's a very interesting in-depth answer. Yeah, I can see what you're saying, because I think for me the thing is anime as I've come to know it, like there's things that it's not even like the action per se, because I mean good fights can come from anywhere, But it's
Yeah.
like that whole thing of, pushing that friendship message, or pushing that, like they have those dramatic elements that you can't really cross over into live action, which is why some, like live action anime stuff
Has
doesn't
done
really.
terrible.
Yeah,
Has
yeah,
done.
yeah.
I have not. Side note: I have not watched one single live action movie, not a single one, because I refuse to degrade whatever
Good,
image I have of an anime
good,
based
good.
on watching somebody try to give
You,
me,
you you
every
you you did yourself a favor, man. You did yourself a
ever
favor.
since they messed up that Avatar, man. I can't. I cannot. And that was probably, and I watched maybe 30 minutes of that, and I was like, never again. And I literally
I
like,
finished that movie. I couldn't believe it. I was so mad. Like, one thing that made me mad, and it's a weird thing, is that they had a black monk, and I was just like, wait, where does he come from? Who is he? How did he get there?
like y'all just, oh, here's the token, drop them in there so they can't say nothing.
And I was just like, nobody was looking for a black airbender in the we were cool. Like, stick to the story. But I mean, that's the least of what's wrong with that movie. That movie was bad. Oh, it was bad.
From start to finish.
Even the fight scenes were bad. Like, that dude looked like he was doing the green belt karate the entire time.
Let's just quickly move on from that. Let's just
Yeah,
go ahead and
sorry. You just
let's
took
go
me.
ahead and say
Yeah.
my heart started to partially hurt the more we started to talk about that, man, because it's just like, oh, all this great potential, and it just thrown in the trash.
M. Night
Um,
Shyamalanigans is what I call it. But anyway. Yeah, but anyway, as I was saying, like, I think for me, it's like it leads to a conversation of appropriation versus what is appropriation, what is not appropriation. Because I don't think appropriation in its purest form is a bad thing. I don't think
yeah,
it kind of it's what pushes genres forward. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, Korean hip hop is an amazing thing to me. German hip hop is an amazing thing to me. I think the problem comes in is when you try to not honor the original people who
Mhm.
created it, when you try and make it like you're the only one who basically what white people did with Elvis. Sorry, white people, love you guys, but what y'all did with Elvis was messed up. Like, Chuck Berry was first, okay?
Yeah,
Like, this is documented, you know what I'm saying? They like
you don't gotta apologize to me, Elvis. You can keep Elvis moving. So I agree with you 100. I agree with you 100% on that. That's one thing you'll learn here at Three Little Blurs, man. We do not beat around the bush with the BS. Like, we don't rock with races. We don't rock with people who steal. And more importantly, we are pro-black, and we are pro-black everything. We are cheering for everyone who is black. If there is ever any misunderstanding about anything that Three Little Blurs are doing, if there is a black person present, that is who we are cheering for every time.
No, I mean, I'm also of the same sentiment, simply because of history and what's been happening, and you know what I'm saying. Like, you have to, like, you're not pro black because you want to be. You're pro black because you have to be, because, like, you need to draw that line. In my
We
personal,
literally have nobody else.
yeah.
It's us. It's us against the world. Every time it's us against the world.
Every time, and it's like you just want to ask yourself, what did we do? Whose mama did we curse out to make everyone mad at us?
I have the slightest idea, but we definitely piss somebody off
I mean, really,
immediately.
everybody, like I was surprised but anyway, we getting into another topic, but I do want to come back to that anyway. But yeah, I was just trying to say that with anime and what anime is, I think that giving it a Western flavor, or giving it an African American flavor per se, like a Boondocks or whatever, or even coming out with an anime here, definitely I think it departs from what anime is originally, but that doesn't make it any less anime. Like,
Right.
I think that if you want to look at it that way, definitely using the style, definitely using some of the tricks and the gags, but coming with a different perspective is basically how you would push anime forward. Because I mean, I know a guy from Zimbabwe that's working on a manga right now, and he's drawing and designing the manga and everything, and it's totally different from how traditional mangas are set up. So yeah, I definitely view it as a different flavor of anime, but kind of like how you have different flavors of chocolate, it's all still chocolate in my opinion.
Yep. Yep. I'm with you on that. Side note, your friend who's doing that manga, make sure when he's ready, have him reach out to us.
I will. I'll actually send you his details on Instagram. He's probably he's gonna see this, and he's followed some of y'all videos as well. It's Afro Tokyo, so
Okay.
they're also a little bit of
Okay.
company.
Cool.
Yeah, they're also a company as well, doing like a lot of manga anime stuff because they primarily focus on anime and manga. I know a lot of indie creators here that would love to reach across the pond and share some stuff with you guys.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I
man.
mean, once the world, figures itself out, more importantly, Americans, we would love to, potentially come across the pond and do some collaborative work and have you guys come over here, man.
Ooh.
So it's all up once again about, just coming together and building a community.
Yeah, no, I've always wanted to go to America because it's the place where a lot of my favorite content creators are, and a lot of my favorite rappers are there, and all of that stuff. It's just that now I'm just wondering if I should, pack a bulletproof vest, just in case.
Well, I'm here to tell you, as long as your skin looks the way it looks, you should keep your head on the swivel at all times in this country.
Yeah, man, no, it's insane. Like I've been following a lot of the stories, and we also riding for you over here. Like we also making noise for you over here the best that we can, because Black Lives Matter everywhere all the time. To me, I don't. There's no preference. That's the dumbest stuff. Especially if you
You're
black
right.
and you doing that stuff. Like, get over yourself. Like, you know, like, yeah, I don't get that. But that being said and
It's so
everything,
tiring.
yeah, no, hey, like my cousin has this joke. He made me laugh. He's like, every kid that's black should be born with a struggle degree. Like, as soon as you come out the womb, as soon as you come out the womb, the doctor better hand you that whole pamphlet. It's like, okay, this is what you're gonna go through. They're gonna deny you jobs because of your name.
And if you have anything remotely close to an accent, dreads, or look any bit of aggressive, the answer is always no.
Oh yeah, and it's like, how do I look? I smile. I said hi. Like,
Give you an example. So, I work for kids for a living, been working with kids for 9 years. And, one morning I was going to get gas and, I like black. I love black. Black's my favorite color. I wear black all the time. And so I had on black sweatpants, black hoodie. Was going to get gas. And there
Mhm.
was a lady who, had pulled up right beside me.
Uh-uh.
And so, I got my hood on, pumping
Mhm.
my gas. And I, say, hey, ma'am, how you doing? And she just looks at me and just clutches her purse and then walks away and hits her car alarm like 3 times. And I'm like, I'll watch it for you to make sure nobody takes anything. Enjoy your time in the gas station. And she just rolls her eyes at me. And it's just like, I'm probably one of the nicest people you've ever come in contact
Uh,
with. And just
uh,
simply because I'm out here with a black man with a beard dressed in all black, you automatically assume I wanted your car, even though I'm driving a 2017 right here and perfectly fine with everything I have. But,
yeah, it's like,
that's just,
why? Like, that's another thing that always makes me feel weird. I'm like, dude, I'm doing okay. Like, if I was going
yeah.
to steal from you, you would know it. Like,
Yeah,
you ain't, like, we ain't just
exactly.
go. What thief goes, "Hello, ma'am, how are you doing?"
Doing.
What polite thief do you know?
I'm going to take all of your belongings and you're going to be okay with that. Don't report me until 6 hours later. Have a great day.
No, man, I've definitely had a couple of my own experiences with racism that's kind of weird. Like, just from conversations, or just when people will say that slick stuff. Like, and but like, when you be like seeing a character or whatever, like, I saw a thread on Twitter where they was like showing like some of the Titans from Attack on Titan, and they were like, this is the black representation or whatever. And I was just like, from what backwater,
What?
one tooth, dirty overall, dirty feet, banjo playing, what straw eating, what? How did that, that house, like in the Powerpuff Girls, there's that pink dude, or whatever, that
Mhm.
pink villain or whatever. Like I picture him being those people. I'm just like, how did y'all get Twitter? First of all, like I thought y'all communicated with cans, soup cans. Like how did y'all get to Twitter?
Apparently, they got enough brain cells where they can type off a few things. But needless to say, man, I'm gonna let them be great.
Yeah, no,
I
I don't,
try,
I
I
don't, I
try,
don't, I don't
yeah,
prescribe to that.
I
Like for
try not
me,
to divulge. Yeah, I try not to divulge too much energy into the negative and try to stay in the positive as much as possible. But every now and again, you got to check one, and
oh
it's
yeah,
a part
oh
of
yeah.
life.
Sometimes you're just like, I have time for you today. Like yeah, sometimes
Exactly.
I don't
That's
have
literally
time.
my
A lot of the
favorite line.
time, sometimes I don't have time. A lot of the times I don't have time. But yeah, like quick story. Yeah, I'm gonna get off this, but quick story. There was this dude named Red Pill, and he made a video called "Black Panther is the most racist movie ever created," and I got upset. Like, because first off, I was like, all right, let me see what he's saying. Let me not jump off the handle here and just be a typical, let me see what he's saying. I checked out 5 videos. He was basically saying a whole lot of nothing. And I was like, all right, you know what? No, 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 not
About to let
today.
him have it. Yep.
No, 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 no. And I made a whole
Today will not be the day.
I made a whole 20-minute video and I debunked everything from top to bottom because he was saying ridiculous stuff like if Black Panther gets a negative review, then it's going to be considered racist. I was like, what?
So people just don't want us to be great. They don't want us to ascend to the crown that we once carried because they hid our history and our lineage. And so
Yeah,
a lot of that is just based in fear, man. Fear and uh, more importantly, like willingly being ignorant. Like willingly.
yeah,
That's
no, that was a special type of ignorance because I was like, he was even just saying that only black people are excited, and I literally had clips from other people being excited about the movie, and I was just like, bruh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. Like sometimes, like especially that's why I love blurred culture and putting a stamp on it because there's certain nerds out there and they're just like, dude, y'all are the bullies, y'all are the madmen, y'all are giving us a bad name. So I would rather draw a line in the sand and stamp myself as a blurred than associate with y'all nonsense, man. I can't do it.
facts. Big facts. Big facts.
All right. Anyway, yo, we went on a whole pro black rant. I'm probably on a watch list somewhere.
You better be careful. They always watching us here, so you better be careful down there.
Nah, man. CIA gonna be at my door. Somebody. What was this on your creative podcast that you were talking about?
Who was that guy you were talking to? Nope, nope, don't know him. Don't nope.
Yeah. So quickly I just wanted to talk about a new anime that I've been enjoying and I saw you post about it as well. God of High School. Like I don't know if you've seen it, but yeah, I've been doing reviews of that stuff. I've really been liking God of High School and I just also wanted to get your thoughts on the new era of anime that we're getting into. Like how are you feeling about it so far?
First off, I'm super excited about Crunchyroll Originals. I believe that I am going to personally go through all the Crunchyroll Originals and give an honest review and really just kind of take time to do that. Because I feel like Crunchyroll, very similar to Netflix, has invested in the anime and the production of anime, whether it's the intros and getting legit musicians, whether it's the way that the fights are kind of being mapped out and the way they're depicting mangas into the animated stories. Specifically as it pertains to God of High School, I feel like God of High School did a phenomenal job of setting up your three main characters, also by setting up sub characters. And at no point in time for me, like the biggest thing in anime is I don't like seeing somebody that's OP. So like, for me, One Punch Man, even though it was a satire, like he was OP and I couldn't rock with it. It wasn't something for me. But when you see like the base characters are getting throttled and like they really have to work towards getting better to get on par or even over, current villains or subplots in the story. I love that. I love that. And I love this kind of slow transformation of all three of them finding out their fighting styles, finding out how to maximize their fighting styles, and then their individual battles, and then the team battles within the God of High School. And more importantly, like that last episode, God on God, bro, we're having that epic just kind of throwdown at the end. And I believe there's still so much left. You know, you got to find out the story about Jen's grandpa and, you know, kind of what he did to get everybody chasing after him, and learn that, you know, they may not actually be gods, they may be something else. So I mean, there's so much story left, and I just think they did a great job kind of from top to bottom. I feel like they probably could have held out on maybe that epic battle in the last one and kind of like led us into that in the next season. But I'm not mad. I'm never mad when they give us huge battles like that. So I'm
Well,
super
yeah,
excited about that.
well, first off, I want to say I think Crunchyroll handles anime better than Netflix, because like some of the Netflix anime, like what was that thing Jaden made, the Toblerone.
Anime on Netflix is hit or miss. There's some where
Yeah,
you're like,
no,
oh
that
man, that's
like
awesome, and then there's
Jaden,
some I'm like,
Jaden's love you, Jaden. I love you, Jaden Smith. Love you, but that show was whack, bro. Like I don't know what it was, but all I remember is Toblerone for some reason. That's all I remember from that show. And other than that, I have no idea and what was happening. And there was a pink headed dude. I tried to watch it. I really did. I got my Netflix account. I tried to watch. I tried to support brother, but no, not for me.
yeah, I probably need to give that an honest view. I think I started like a couple minutes into the first episode, and I was like, yeah, I'm good on that. I got some more other anime to watch, so we'll come back.
Yeah, that's like from the first, like the voice acting from a couple of lines. I was like, because voice acting is important. Like people sleep on voice acting.
Very, very important. Very, very
Voice
important.
acting and sound effects. Like if your show doesn't have like good sound effects and good voice acting, even if it has the best animation, I can't get into it so much. Like one thing I didn't like from the last episode was kind of like the OST that they use during the team battle of God of High School. Like that little OST thing, it was kind of like a jazzy singy thing, and I was like, I need something like epic, because they fighting right now, they boxing. I don't need, I don't need like this
La
melodramatic.
la 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 la
Yeah.
la la.
Yeah, man. Like Jin throwing all sorts of moves. But I mean, I still love the episode a lot. I did reviews on the whole entire series as it came out, and it's one of my new
That's
favorites.
dope.
It's one of my definitely new favorites. And I've been reading the manhwa or the manga as whatever. So they
Now,
changed a lot
as
of
far
stuff.
as huge manga questions, I'm not going to take any of those today. I defer
Yeah.
those to Outlaw.
All right.
Outlaw is our residential manga specialist. He reads quite a bit of manga. I'm a hit or miss, and that's just because of just time constraints. So I try to
Yeah.
limit
No,
myself
I
to
get it. It's
pretty
it's
much
an
gaming
investment.
and anime, and he has an encyclopedia of knowledge
I gotta
as
hit him
far as
up.
manga is concerned. So maybe we might have to get 3 Little Birds on here again, and maybe yeah, maybe we got to get him on here so y'all can dive deep into some manga stuff and kind of how manga and anime translate to each other, because he covers a lot of stuff himself, content related on manga transferring into anime, and how shows carry that that specific niche.
Yeah, but I just wanted to also say that they do have a lot of stuff coming. They've got
Yeah, they
like
do.
I mean they changed a lot of things where I was just like, huh. I mean, it was changes that even if you're a manga lover or a manga reader, it's not a big deal. It's not like it's not like, oh, I can't believe you know how people get mad. Like
No.
they be wanting to throw hands with the creator. I was just like, for me, that's when it gets ridiculous. They be shadow
Guys be ready
boxing
to
in
fight.
their room.
Guys be ready to fight for what they love, man.
No, but I mean, come on, you gotta draw the line somewhere, bro. Like,
True.
there's reality, and then there's like, as much as I love Dragon Ball Z, I hate Dragon Ball Super, but I'm not gonna spend time emailing the emailing
But
Toei. I'm not gonna spend time emailing Toei telling me you ruined my childhood. No, I
he
got.
not gonna answer it. He don't care, and more importantly, he make more money than all of us. So there's all of that.
So I mean, I
And
just stopped. I just stopped watching it. Honestly, that's what I did. So that's what I do when I want to cancel something. Because yeah, just talk about cancel culture. Like the only way you cancel something is if you stop consuming it. Like that's
pretty much.
that's it. Like all I did was just I canceled Dragon Ball Super. I was like, I ain't watching this. After I saw Frieza come back and he trained for 4 months and he became a god, I was like, all right, we don't care about training. We don't care about Super Saiyan. We don't care about power. We don't care.
We don't care if you got blue hair, clear hair, yellow hair, or you can turn gold.
Oh, bro, when they said tingly backs, when tingly backs was the
That's how y'all are doing it. That's how you explain how to turn into a Super Saiyan. Tingly backs all these motherfucking years, and the way y'all finally choose to explain turning into a Super Saiyan is a tingly back. Man, look,
yeah,
I remember watching that and just sitting and like having hard blinks and just closing my laptop, saying like, y'all really ain't had me out here watching this for a smooth damn decade to explain to me that I can just tingle my damn back and turn into a Super Saiyan. Y'all
like Krillin didn't have to die if Goku had a tingly back. Basically, like Krillin didn't have to get exploded that one time simply because like even the Broly movie, because I made a video about this. I was like, this makes no damn sense. How is Broly this strong when he was just born and Goku and Vegeta been out here for years? And then they're like, tingly backs. Apparently his back was more tingly than I was like, God, all right, I'm
But
out.
I mean,
Out.
Broly's story is a little bit different though, because every couple of years they have like that special Saiyan that's born, and so that's why he kind of
Yeah, but
felt
I
like
mean, it was too much for me. I was just like, it takes both of y'all to beat him. Both of y'all have to do the fusion dance. The
I liked it, man. I liked that somebody was on par that made Vegeta and Goku have to bite their fucking tongues and join together.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but I mean, for me, I was just like, he didn't
No
train.
tingly back, no tingly
Yeah,
backs.
yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I was like,
No
I would have
tingly backs.
like, cause the first Broly movie, I know people look at it as like, but the first Broly movie, minus the stupid Goku plot line, because that had to be there, whatever. But I
Yeah.
just like, we were used to Super Saiyan at that point, and like bringing in a special Saiyan of some kind. I was like, yeah, I can buy into that. But here we got Ultra Instincts and Blues, and
But
they can move universes. And this bro was just born. I was just like, why didn't y'all just throw Broly at Frieza when Frieza was gonna blow up the planet? Because even as a baby, he could have killed Frieza. That's what it means. Like
uh,
even as a baby, they should have just take that baby and just chuck him at Frieza, and Frieza would have died upon contact.
yep. And he needed to too, because he spoiled a whole lot of stories.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, but yeah. God of High School. I'm definitely feeling much better about, because everybody's wanting the big three to come back in some form, shape, or way. And I mean, I think for me, I'm not into pressurizing a medium or like creators to create the next big thing. I think those things just happen naturally. I mean, like One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach kind of happened naturally. Yu Yu Hakusho happened naturally. Which, don't sleep on
Favorite
Yu, guys.
anime by no, no, no,
Don't
no,
sleep
no.
on Yu.
There is no sleeping because that's my favorite anime of all time.
Yu Yu was
There
beast.
there's no sleeping. That is the fave. Yu Yu, hands down, man. That did it for me. That watching his story, watching him level up, watching him take them licks, watching him gather his boys up, them going to train, going to the fighting tournament, and
Kaguro,
still taking L's. Yeah,
Kaguro.
Guro. Yeah, bro. Like that. That was me, man. That was my first like big boy ride from like start to finish on an anime. And I mean, honestly, I probably watch Yu Yu Hakusho in its entirety like twice a year.
Yeah, man, I love DU because my first was Dragon Ball Z. That was my first when I decided that anime was cool. Dragon Ball
Yeah,
Z was the first thing I saw. So Yu
for
Yu,
most
I kind
people.
of had to go back to it, and then I was
Mhm.
like, it's kind of old, but it looks really clean. And then I watched it, and I was like, oh my god, they be boxing in this joint. They be
Yep.
boxing in this joint.
Throwing hands, boy.
Oh man.
Throwing hands.
Yeah, yeah. So I definitely feel like we're gonna be getting some new premiere content and stuff that to review on, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting more stuff from your page because you also cover a lot of the news. Which
Yeah.
I'm looking at the time we kind of go in an hour 8, an hour 10, and I did want to get into that, but I mean maybe I can have you all back on that and we can just talk about how y'all do your news and all of that stuff, because I'm very interested.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how you guys do your articles and everything. But
Yeah,
with
man.
that being said, man, I want to say thank you for coming on here. It's been a great chat. It's been great finding out about you. You know, finding out that you like Adesanya, you're an athlete and you're into animes and everything.
Oh yeah, man. And if you haven't already, man, make sure you follow my personal page at Be Nice or Else. Right now I'm in the process of a transition, and so I like to look at my life like like a blurred now. So I'm kind of in what we call Vegeta saga. So right now I am in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Okay.
I'm training. I'm leveling up, and I am going to be kicking that door down just like he did, and be coming out with some heat that I'm hopefully going to be sharing with you guys, and just about my journey moving forward in this blurrdom, and the things that
I'm a
we
hop
continue
over
to
there.
do.
I'm a hop over there. I'm definitely, yeah. Just don't be like Vegeta and like let Cell get to perfect form so he can whoop everybody.
Nah, so this is what we not gonna do. Soon as Cell step foot on this planet, he gonna we gonna go ahead
Yeah,
and
I had
mess
never
around.
screamed. I had never screamed so much at the screen before. Him and Goku. I was like, y'all two. What? And then when Gohan did it, I was like, okay, it's genetic now. This is just genetic now.
Man, don't get me to talking about Goku because I feel like he is the greatest and worst hero of all time. So that's another conversation for another day.
All right. We'll be on here for another 3 hours talking about Goku.
Facts, facts.
So, is there anything you want to leave Meisterville with before we depart, man?
Absolutely, man. First, shout out to all the family in South Africa, man. We appreciate y'all rocking with us across the pond. We would love to work with any content creators down there. One of the things that me and Buckmeister had to work on was just the time zone stuff. So making sure we can line up and so we can connect where everybody is up and shaking and moving is something we definitely want to do. Also, if you guys are interested in finding out what we're doing a little bit more, make sure you follow 3LITTLEBLERDS on IG, Twitter, Facebook as well. You can also find us on Twitch at Be Nice or Else. That's my individual account. CX Dog, that's his individual account, and Outlawed. All of that information is in our link tree on our Instagram. And so, if you guys are looking for opportunities to work together, or you're just looking for a connection to blurrdom, we're always trying to grow our family and we're always looking to collab. So make sure you pull up on us. Also, more importantly, support your Black streamers, your Black content creators, and your Black businesses. I wear this hat, and it says that I am a Blerd, but more importantly, I bought this from the Blerd shop and Blerd official because they have representation for our culture. So they're putting out merch for us, by us. So make sure we're supporting each other, and more importantly, man, the door is open, and we're always looking to work with everybody as we're out here pushing the culture forward. And I want to thank Buckmeister and the Creative Podcast for having us on, and we would love to be on again a little bit later.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Definitely when you make those new announcements, I would love to have all three of you in here, man. And I'd even
Absolutely.
love to be a guest feature on your podcast as well if you guys ever had questions for me, because I love those episodes. I was jamming those episodes all
Absolutely, man.
day, man.
And the great thing, the great and bad thing about the talk show is we're coming up on episode 11, and as we've kind of grown, the talk show has kind of exploded. So as far as guests, we are actually locked up for 2020 for the rest
Oh, damn.
for the rest of
For
the
the
year
rest of the
for
year.
yeah
Wow.
for
Wow, that is good.
for
That is so good.
for a talk show guest. So if anybody is looking to potentially get in, Buckmeister, I'll add you on the list for 2021, man. And that's just
I'll be
how
here.
hard we've been. That's how hard we've been working, man, to try to line people up and get people to help us kind of push the culture and the envelope on what we're doing in our communities.
Nah, man, that is so dope. Nah, that is great, man. It's good to hear you guys are busy. 2020 been a rough year for all of us, so as long as we keep pushing and working, we'll get through it, man.
Oh man, we definitely gonna finish up strong, man. We're not gonna let what happened in the first half of that year be the defining factor
it
for
was
how we finish it. We're not doing that.
it was a Mortal Kombat tournament, round one, fight, and
Fights, yeah.
we
We
got
we
whooped.
lost we lost round one, but the thing about round two is you still got an opportunity to break even. And the great thing about round three is the great equalizer, and you can
Yeah,
still come out on
yeah,
top. So
yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
firm believer you got to see it through from the start to the finish. So if we 3 rounds and you get me on the first round, best believe I'm gonna stand strong on that second round and that third round. If you're not coming with everything you love, I'm gonna take your soul.
Sure. Shang Tsung, your soul is mine.
Finish him.
Ah man, I love that theme also from that movie. I know, like I was signing off, but like I'm just thinking about that theme, and it's one of my favorite themes from all time. Mortal, I have it on my phone, bro.
Mortal Kombat. Boom, 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 boom,
The
boom,
second
boom,
movie was
boom.
bullshit. The second movie was bullshit, man.
They
That
gotta
first movie,
honestly keep it a band. They gotta redo that whole thing.
yeah, man. No,
We
but I mean, the
we
first
can't
one,
even really talk about them.
the first one was kind of alright. That second one was horrible. Oh my god. Ah, yeah, but wait, no, we going to a whole nother tangent with that stuff. But I feel like I gotta let you go, sir. So I want to say thank you again for showing up. Thank you again for being such a great and gracious guest. You know what I'm saying? And I know you got a whole lot of stuff going on. So making time for me, I really appreciate you for that. I really, really do.
Yeah, man. Anytime, man. I think the one thing that we're gonna have to do as a culture, African Americans, Africans, doesn't matter, whatever you want to do, is we're gonna have to be willing to reach across and work with each other. Because for so long we've been separated, whether it's been the light skin, dark skin thing, whether it be colonizers, whether it be we're gonna have to come together and we're gonna have to work together. So I hope that in me working with you and working with other people, people will begin to see and realize that it's gonna take us helping us to be
To
able to
save
stand on our
us.
2 feet. Yeah, to save us. And yes, we do welcome allies, and yes, we want to work with people from all across different, views, genders, and what have you. But if we can't first decide to stand on our own, how do we anticipate getting others to stand with us? So
Yeah, yeah, no,
that's my message, man. That's my message at all times: is we must unite, and we must come together.
that is a great, great message, man. And I totally co-sign that 100%. I mean, black is black is black. Like Malcolm X said, they don't do what they do to us because you're a Baptist or you're a Muslim or you're a Methodist. They do what they do because we black. So if that's what they do, we got to decide what we going to do based on being black. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, and
yeah.
I'm definitely more Malcolm than Martin. So
But Martin. I mean, Martin was. I rock with Martin. I really do
listen,
rock
I,
with.
I rock with all our great historical figures, but if you're asking me where I fall in the context,
Nah,
it's
I get it.
definitely,
I
you
get
know what I'm
it. I get
saying.
it.
I definitely fall on the other side, and not and not the necessarily peaceful side. I'm ready.
No, I mean
Let's
Malcolm was peaceful though. Like he was
yeah,
just about self defense. He was just like, don't touch
uh,
me. Like if you stay
yeah.
over there, we cool, but don't don't
Mm.
don't touch me. You know what I'm saying?
But
Definitely. Yeah.
also I'm an advocate. So whether it's peace or not, whether you stay over there or not, just don't mess with me or mine. That's all
Yeah.
I.
Yeah.
That's all I got to
That's
say.
all we want though. Like that's all we're
Yeah,
asking for. Like that's
yeah.
all that
Just
people are asking.
let us grow and do our thing, and just don't
You
mess with
don't
me or
have to
mine.
like us. Just leave us the hell alone. Like that's
Last thing I'm gonna leave you with is y'all better try Jesus. Don't try me.
Toby Mingland.
Yeah, man.
Tobe, man. I love that guy, man.
Shout out to all the Niger brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
man.
All right, man. And with that being said, ending on the most pro-black episode of the creative podcast I've had, we will see you all in other videos because Meister Man and Three Little Blurs, Brandon's got to be out. All right. Peace,
Yes,
peace,
sir.
peace.
Peace.